Hey y'all, it's your girl Lunar back again with another video for y'all. So I decided to do this video on how I got started with tarot, or better yet, how I read my tarot cards and my oracle cards as well. As y'all probably know, each tarot reader is different in how they read their cards. For me, it's based off on energy, the color, and numbers, really, and what suits pop up the most in a reading. That's how I do my readings, especially when it comes to the weeklies, or if certain words pop up in my head, that's what I go with and just go from there. Or even just based on how I feel when I look at the cards, like with sadness, anger, or whatever emotions welling up. So it always varies from reading to reading. It's nothing concrete. So like I'm always say, each reader is different. How people read things always different. And whatever suits you, definitely go with that and improve on it. Especially if you're beginning out, I would definitely say read on tarot books, even Googling the cards. But it's always based on how you feel. Never go wrong with what your own intuition is telling you, because your intuition is always right when it comes to things. Or if you're not even sure how to even listen to your own intuition, it's just like whatever comes over you. Like seriously, it can either be certain emotion, or the color that's keep popping up to you, or even repeated numbers. Whatever it is, just go with it and see where it leads you. Don't second guess it, just go with it. And even when I first started out, I realized I picked up on people's energies and even seeing colors as well, because certain colors stand out more to me than others, especially like yellows, reds, and blues. I always say I have a sense of an aura, of a blue aura almost, for me, because I'm usually calm sometimes, but when I do get angry, I definitely do see a lot of red around myself. Even if I can't even see my own aura sometimes, even though there's ways that you can do it, I haven't really worked on it as much for myself, because I'm just like, I like seeing it when it wants to come through, not trying to force something to come through, you know. But that's usually my how I perceive on reading cards and energies on things. But one of my favorite tarot cards that I first started off with was the High Priestess, because the High Priestess always felt very caring and very neutral. It's like she just had a more of a, I'll just watch how this plays out. Yes, I feel what I feel, and if I need to speak on it, I will speak on it. That's the energy I get from the High Priestess. But as I started to do the tarot cards more and more, I started to realize I do flow between the High Priestess and the Moon card. The Moon card is actually pretty recent for me, and it was kind of very shocking when that came to mind, because I was like, after doing readings for people, because I didn't really see myself doing readings for people whatsoever, it just came, because when I went to a retreat last year where I met my sisters, Crover Storm, one of the teachers who was doing it asked my sisters to pull 3 cards. She picked random people. She pulled the cards, and I'm in there just like chilling, my own business, you know. Participate when I need to participate, you know, stuff like that. Like, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna read the cards." She is talking to me, and she was like, "Yeah, you know, Shine is more the background person and don't really like being center of attention on things, you know. So this is her thing to do." I was like, "What? Huh?" So after reading the cards for the people, and it was, I would say, 15 people in there, but the energy was all the same when it came to when the cards came through, and some I knew spoke to others more than I thought it would, and I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah. And then especially when I noted on certain how the lights were dim for certain things, or have you noticed when that's out there? Because we kept having crows out there every single morning, and I kept noting that. I was like, every time I wake up, I'm hearing crows outside our door every single time, and that's how I knew right then. I was like, it have to have crows in our name, period. So that's that. And also I always had this thing for animals as well. So whenever I use my animal oracle deck, I love using them because the animals come through, and after doing readings for people, sometimes I definitely see animals that come through a lot more than I really thought. I never realized that because I usually see, sometimes if I'm not looking, humans. I never really paid attention to the animals, and it wasn't until I started using the animals more and actually doing the spirit animals, and actually got a reading from a person who really dabs into animals, and she said for mine she had dolphins. So I looked into the dolphins, and they are I always love dolphins anyway, because if anybody read the Percy Jackson series, I will always say that Poseidon was my father and Athena my mother, even though everybody knows Athena is a virgin goddess, but she had her own cabin. So for me, Athena birthed me from her head, because that's how she got Annabeth and all her other kids. They birthed from her head, especially if they had a certain human that she adores. She still birthed that child from her head. It never really came out of her. They birthed from her head because that's how she came to be, from Zeus. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, so for me, I always thought I was a child of Poseidon and Athena. That's me, but more a Poseidon child than Athena, because I do love a good strategy as much as the next person, especially when it comes to planning things out and getting things done. I'm definitely that. Even planning things ahead for like months, especially if it comes to a birthday party or something, always planning something out. And that's how I view that. So I always been intrigued on a lot of things, but tarot has always been an interesting thing, and I really thought I was going to keep tarot to myself, like just use it as a more of a, let me just shuffle these up, let's see how the energy is for this week ahead, boom boom boom, simple as that. Never would have thought in a million years I would read for people and seriously connect with them in the way that I do. And since I just, because I was like, I definitely want to, even though at this time I know people are not going to get a lot of readings a lot, but if they do need them, I definitely would give it to them if they definitely feel moved to it, because I'd rather connect to people that who generally, I know generally needs it, because you do have more people energy that who comes across it, because I can definitely pick that up through online, even though most people don't come through as their natural self on online, because you can put up a self image of yourself online more than others. But the ones who I know is coming through, that who really needs it, I know they need it more than others, and I was like, I don't mind giving those readings as long as you come straight with it instead of giving me something BS crap, so stuff like that. But I never would have thought I would be here right now. So I am doing some readings over on Twitter right now where people will drop an emoji, so I'm definitely doing those, and I don't rush myself when it comes to readings. I take my time. Some of them are a lot. Sometimes some readings I definitely can do quicker than others, especially if I know their energy is quick with it. So I'm just like, I know I can get you done quickly, you done quickly. So yeah, but that's still, anyway, that's how I get it done. But I usually try to take my time with readings, but you can definitely book a reading if you are interested, because I do have a couple of coupons that are available. So you can use the year, you can either use May, and I think the other one is Gemini as well, because my birthday is coming up in May. So I decided to make that quick, real quick, because I was going to wait until May to do it, but I was like, let me just do it now and get it out the way. But the year one lasts a little bit longer, because that one goes up to the half birthday of Phaseoflunar, the business, into September 16th to be exact. The May one ends on June 1st, and the Gemini ends on June 21st for the end of Gemini season. So that's why I did it like that. So you definitely want one of my readings just to get a sense of better sense of how I do it. But better sense of how I do my readings, you can. But like I said, I do it based off colors or whatever tarot cards want to speak more than others, because I do have specific cards I use straight for my customers, which are my Dust Onyx decks, which I still haven't done a quick overview on yet, but I will do that, and y'all get to see that and get a feel for them. They are a very beautiful deck. African American woman did this. This is the second edition of it, not the first one. And I got that deck after I did the my retreat last year in March. So that's definitely the change. And got those in like October, I want to say. Could have been sooner than that. But it's a wonderful deck, and I can't wait to do a quick video on them so y'all can see it, which I will definitely work on, and y'all will see that very soon. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for listening to this. Like I said, this was supposed to be how I got into tarot and how I read the tarot cards, and it went off on a whole meets me on out different other things as well, especially with the Greek gods and goddesses and all that. But I love doing it though. But yeah, so I love y'all, and I definitely will see y'all in the next video that will be coming out soon. So bye.